Good evening. I'm Tracy and I am the seasoned parent. I hope you all are having a great week so far. Today is Wednesday. I'm in the Eastern time zone. So Christmas Eve is winding down and it's coming into the early hours of Christmas Day. Please like, comment, share, and most of all, subscribe to my channel, The Seasoned Parent. I felt it very necessary to come on this evening and talk about, as a single parent, some of the trials and things that you may go through financially in order to provide what you think is important, and that's Christmas gifts to your kids. As a single parent, I know we all think that it's something very important to do. As the years have passed, my child is grown now, I found out that it wasn't that important at all. Not important enough for me to get into a rut mentally or financially, trying to provide gifts and things that I really did not have the money or budget for. Being a single parent, the money could have went for something else. But what did I do? I spent money that I did not have. I robbed Peter to pay Paul in the months of January, February, and March in order to pay back for the money that I spent unnecessarily at Christmas time. I felt it very necessary to come on here this evening and encourage you. I really hope you didn't spend your last. I hope you didn't spend rent money, car payment money, electric bill money, cell phone bill money in order to provide Christmas for your children. I think that it's very important for children to be able to understand, maybe not at a very young age, but once kids, I think, get to around 6 or 7, I think providing such a fairy tale atmosphere for them can be detrimental for them in the future. You always want to show your kids what life is really like. Of course, you want to shield them from some of the harsher, more things that you may not feel that they are mature enough to handle. But the things like, mom had to make sure that the cell phone was working, so if you needed to contact me while I'm at work and you're at school, then you can do that, especially if you have a teenager. I know a lot of schools are confiscating phones now, so I'm just talking in relative terms, for schools that kids can still keep their phones, and at lunchtime or bathroom time, your kid can get a call to you if need be, okay? Excuse that shaking a little bit. I just think that being able to just let your kids know what the real deal is. Mom had to be sure that you all had a nice, healthy, and delicious meal on the table for this particular holiday, so I couldn't spend it and put it all under the tree. In January, or maybe around tax time, if I have some extra money, I can buy you a few more of the things that you want. I feel that now in our capitalistic society, a lot of people are living way outside of their means, and as a single parent, you just can't do it. And I want to encourage you not to feel like you have to do it, not to feel bad because you cannot do it. You can't do it, and it's okay. I know from being where you are now, where I was when my child was younger, this time of the year would be very difficult mentally because I was always trying to do more than I had the last year. It's always, I'm going to try to do better next year. I'm going to try to do better next year. When you are a single parent, one income is taking care of your entire household and all the needs of your household. It's just not possible sometimes. And by this being Christmas Eve, some of you may not be able to wrap the gifts that you wanted to wrap and put under the tree. Please don't feel bad. Don't get down on yourself. Your child needs a vibrant and viable parent. Don't let the fact that you could not get them material things have you feeling down about yourself and your family's situation. I'm sure many of you all are working on certain goals as far as degrees, certificates, getting job promotions, and things like that, or even just getting a better job, period, to do better for your family. Don't discount everything that you've been working towards because of one 24-hour period that you can't provide the newest video game, the newest video game system, the newest pair of J's, whatever clothes are in style now for kids. I'm not sure. Again, my child is grown and she's graduated from college. But I think a lot of parents are focused on that. And you're focused on that, and that's doing what? That's ruining your mental state, because you're looking at the tree is bare. There's not a lot of things under the tree. How's my child going to feel when they wake up in the morning and they don't have what they want? I want to encourage you, slowly but surely, come away from the capitalistic part of spending. As a single parent, you just cannot do it. Now, some of you single parents may be fortunate enough where you have excellent jobs. I'm talking about, excuse me, high five-figure or six-figure jobs, but you happen to be a single parent. That's great. You can do more for your kids by all means. If you can do more and still not put yourself in a hole, because if you're making more, I know you're already living in a community that the rent is more. You're shopping in stores where the food is more. So if you make more, you're usually spending more. So please still, as a single parent, don't get yourself in a hole, okay? I want those of you all who cannot, like I was not able to on many Christmas Eves and Christmas days. My child had grandparents that were very involved, so they were always giving, helping, and things like that, especially around the holiday times. Now, other times during the year, it was quite rough. But around the holiday time, they did do what they could. And of course, if my child needed anything for school, and I let it be known that I've done what I can, but I have other bills to pay. Are you able to help with this, that, or the other? They would actually, they would do that more often than not. So I was very, very blessed with that. But many of you all may not have that, and it's okay. It's your life. It's the life you have. You have to learn to love that life and just make it the best that you can. That was number one. So capitalistic. Number two, please don't compare yourself to what other parents can do, even other single parents. Don't do that. You don't know what kind of help they have. You don't know what they did in order to provide these things that are all up under the tree. Okay? At a very young age, you want to start to share affirmations with your child where their self-esteem is high and they know that things don't make me. Material things do not make me. They do not have any bearing on who I am as a person. You can, Google and look up self-affirmations for children and write some on some sticky notes, have some on some index cards, and share those with your children. Help them learn those things, why you want to instill self-pride in them, and that it's not built on material things. Material things come and go. People have house fires all the time where they lose everything, but guess what? They didn't lose their life. So you have to, early on, get with your children so they do not get so tied on material things, okay? As a single parent, that's really going to help you. It's difficult to be at this time of the year and have children who are, conditioned or used to getting a lot of things at their birthday or other times of the year. And Christmas, you just can't do it. Maybe last Christmas you could, but this year, it's just no way. You can't do it. How is that going to make your home atmosphere? It's not going to be a good one. You have kids moping around the house because they didn't get what they want or what they asked for. Where if starting a little bit earlier in the year, if they already know, look, mom does or dad does everything that they can, okay? Whatever we don't have or whatever we don't see here, we know that mom or dad was just not able to provide it, okay? You know you're doing your best. If you're doing your best, I'm not talking about people who are not doing their best. Everybody has times where they're not able to do things, or a lot of times we're just making bad choices, okay? That's a whole nother video. You have to come to grips with that and get your priorities straight. If you are trying to be the best parent that you can be, and I'm not talking about money or finances, I'm talking about as an individual. If you're trying to be the best parent that you can be, then your kids are the priority, okay? Again, I've talked about on other videos and on my TikTok channel, which is Mental Health is Wealth 24. I focus a little bit more on mental health here. I'll be pulling that in as far as sharing resources like I did with the video I uploaded about 3 days ago. I'm going to be talking about and encouraging single parents here on The Seasoned Parent. I want you all to get in the habit of talking with your children more about what life really is. Again, you don't have to share all the dirty details, and we know what dirty details are, okay? Meaning that based on your child's age, they just might not be ready or mature enough mentally to handle certain things that happens in the household with a single parent, okay? There are a lot of ups and downs that you go through. I know we try to shield our kids from most of that, but as they get a little bit older, it's okay to pull them in, let them know a little bit about what's going on, so when Christmas comes, they're not down in the dumps because they don't see what they would like to see under the tree Christmas Eve night or the next morning when they get up, okay? This is just my advice. With the seasoned parent means I have quite a bit of experience. My child is 24 years old, quite a bit of experience of raising a child. So I like to share that advice on here. And again, it's just advice. It's advice I have on being a single parent. So you can take it and use it or not. That's fine. But I just share that, meaning that I know how my life was as a single parent with a younger child. Yours might be similar to how mine was, or it might be totally different. So as with everything, whatever you're watching on the internet, you want to make sure that you take it, pull out what you can use personally, leave on the table what you cannot use, okay? So you would, again, make the best choice you can for your family on what you want to share with your kids or not. But what I'm talking about this evening is just the holiday that's celebrated is Christmas. I don't really celebrate it. No, I'm not a Jehovah's Witness. I've just gotten away from a lot of the commercialism, because the commercialism and the capitalism will have you feeling quite bad on Christmas when you weren't able to fill up the bottom of the tree where the tree is barely seen and you have a lot of gifts and a little bit of tree showing. You have to get away from that. You do not want to be in a situation where I couldn't get material things, now I feel horrible. And then that horrible feeling of moping around, if you're doing that during the day on Christmas, it's going to affect your children. Make the best of whatever you have. If your kids like certain dishes or certain foods or certain desserts, take your time and try to prepare those dishes for them. A good home-cooked meal for your children, spending time with you. Pick out some movies that you all can watch. If you have board games you'd like to use, if you already have some video games that you all like to play together, do that. If it's warm outside where you live at, go outside, throw the ball around. Get away from having things show love. We have to get away of material things showing that we love someone. Having material things to show love. No, you personally need to figure out how you're going to show your kids that you love them. And it does not always have to be with something that you bought at Walmart or Target. It just doesn't. I'm not going to be on here long tonight. My video didn't want to make it long, but I know we're creeping up to the 12 a.m. midnight here in the Eastern time zone of Christmas. And I wanted to be sure that I shared those things with you. I hope those words encouraged you. I hope they help you to have a great Christmas day tomorrow. No matter, it's Thursday for me, it's just going to be a great day. If I wake up in the morning, it's going to be a great day. I'm going to be very appreciative that the Lord put breath in my body and woke me up. I want you all to have a great day. Please do not continue to focus the days, and especially these holidays, on materialistic things. Start making traditions and building memories that your children can carry when you are long gone. Please don't let it keep being tied to materialistic things, okay? I hope the things that I shared with you today is something that will help you. Again, I am Tracy. I am the seasoned parent. I hope you all have a lovely day tomorrow. The weather where I am is supposed to be fairly decent tomorrow. I think the weather is going to be a little bit of snow, I think. The snow is all gone now, but a little bit of snow tomorrow. I think it's going to be in the mid-30s, which is still good. Most people have tomorrow off. If you don't, take it in stride. Don't go to work moping around and mad because you had to work. You just have to do what you have to do when you come back home to your family. Enjoy that time with your family again. Okay, I am Tracy, and I am the seasoned parent. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what kind of resources you're looking for. My next video will be with 2 or 3 more resources for all single parents. Bye for now.